This month I'm talking about energy leadership and why it plays such a vital role in my coaching approach. And at the end of this video I'm going to provide you with a short strategy that you might want to try on when presented with your next stressful situation, which is in line with this model, so please stay tuned. The energy leadership framework was developed by Ipec coaching and is based on an energy action model which consists of 7 distinct energetic perspectives or lenses of how human beings view the world. Now, the model underlying is made up of 2 distinct energy levels. The first one being catabolic energy. Now, that's generated by a stress response. Think about when you need to run away from a situation or if you need to fight. Now, it's very useful for that, but if you experience this kind of stressful energy over a long period of time, it can actually be quite draining and damaging. Think of cortisol or adrenaline here. The second level is that of anabolic energy, and that's not stressful at all. In fact, it's actually quite good for you. It's very fueling, it heals the body, and when you're in the flow, if you experience that, if you're familiar with that reference, that's the type of energy I'm talking about. It can actually move you forward into action. Now, the 7 levels are made up of a set of core thoughts, emotions, and corresponding actions, which correlate directly to those 7 levels. And because as human beings we have the ability to be able to observe our thoughts, and our thoughts are really made up of our belief systems and our values, which were given to us by our parents or our caregivers or our educators, that we have the ability to be able to kind of unpick those thoughts when we have awareness and some practice, and then we can actually begin to change our perspective in the way that we think. Each level is characterized by a unique set of attitudes or perspectives, which are summarized here. Level 1, the victim. Level 2, the fighter. Level 3, the rationalizer. Level 4, the caregiver. Level 5, the opportunist. Level 6, the visionary. And level 7, the creator. Now, a typical example of level 2 thinking or perspective might be that of thoughts of judgment or grudges. And we see an awful lot in the world like that right now, right? But we're human beings, we all judge and we all have grudges. But when you experience that type of thinking, you tend to have an emotional response. You get triggered or your buttons can get pressed, right? So, and you have that unconscious emotional reaction which can result in internal or external conflict. And that's the catabolic stressful response that I was talking about earlier on. It can actually make a big difference to your day if you experience it. Now, if we have a set of perspectives like the 7 levels of energetic perception, you can actually have a choice in terms of how you respond. And with practice, you're able to modify your behavior and change the way you respond. But how do we do this? How do we start doing it? Now, at the beginning of the video, I mentioned that I was going to give you a strategy that you could try on. So here are some simple steps that I invite you to try on the next time you're presented with a stressful situation. Step 1, stop for a moment, take a breath, observe your thoughts. Step 2, ask yourself one of these questions. What's the thought I'm having about this situation? What am I making it mean? Why am I being triggered? Step 3, and this is the most crucial point, choose how you respond. Choose a different perspective. Remember, nothing has meaning until you give it meaning. Now, this approach does take some practice, but if you do this over time and you're able to observe your thinking with that pause, then eventually, I promise you, you'll be able to begin to challenge the way that you think and the way that you respond with a different perspective, and over time change your behavioural patterns. Now, each of my clients, when they start working with me, are asked to take the Ipec Energy Leadership Index assessment, which provides us with a view of their predominant energy levels or energy action levels over normal and stressful circumstances, and I talk more about that on my blog. Now, if this is something that interests you and you'd like to find out more, then please do look out for my next blog or sign up to my newsletter via my website. And if you have any questions about coaching, then of course please feel free to reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to answer all of them. Thank you.